Hello and welcome to this edition of Bayou Time. I'm your host, Keith Weissite, licensed clinical social worker with Charitable and Home Care. Very glad you're joining us. However you may be joining us, we appreciate it. We always love to bring you breaking news when we get it. Most everybody has noticed the smoke that has been in and around the northern part of our parish. Very glad to have with us some of the people that have been on the scene, taking care of everything that we need through our wonderful fire departments here. We have Brian Boudreau, Assistant Chief. Thank you for joining us, Brian. We appreciate it. All right, sitting next to him is Mike Palmer, who is the Fire Prevention Chief. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, of course, both of you guys with Bayou Cane, but you guys got a chance to meet with OUs, right, in Office of Homeland Security. Tell us a little bit about that briefing this morning.
Yes, sir. So anytime we have an event like this, we tend to activate things on the parish level and start getting agencies involved early. And kind of started yesterday with OUs and EOC,
right?
Starting coordinating for us, which is always a big help. Every agency we can imagine locally and statewide has gotten involved. Fire Marshal's Office, Troop C, parish government obviously has been a big help as well. So we're continuing daily briefings right now as this event continues to make sure we got good open communication.
We appreciate that. And Mike, one of the things y'all also do is coordinate with other fire departments, right?
Yes, we last night we couldn't have done it without Bayou Blue Fire Department, Bayou Black Fire Department, Shriver Fire Department. We all teamed together, along with the sheriff's office, who sent out their drone cameras to help us get footage, so we knew where we were looking and what we needed to fight.
Right, and one of those things we kind of want to walk everybody through. We want to kind of take them through some of the pictures that we have. So, Aaron, start that for me if you don't mind. This is kind of the first shots early in the afternoon yesterday that we saw with the fire, right?
Yes, sir. So yesterday's when it really kind of shifted direction and kicked off into a bigger event than what we had the day before.
Okay, right. And so we saw the event, and then it got this. And again, this is a shot. This is some thermal information as well, right?
Yes, sir. We're very fortunate. Sheriff Saunier has kind of put on loan to us his drone team that flies and does reconnaissance. So we've been able to get really good surveillance. Their FLIR shows us, obviously in here, spots of fire where things are hot, burning, and gives us an idea of what may become a threat in the future.
Right, gotcha. And again, same shot to the right. This one is, you said, near the levees, right?
Yes, sir. So this fire started towards the 311 side, which we'll see, I think, in the next photos too.
Right.
And kind of grew and developed towards the Highway 24 side of it.
Okay.
And where we were last night was at 24 side on the levees where we started actively fighting this fire.
Right, gotcha. And so give us a little description of this. And I know you were telling me what the specifics are about where the delineation points are. Tell us a little bit about this map.
Yes, sir. So we're looking at center of the map here is the area we're dealing with, all the marshland. And this fire started near that Ellsworth 311 side.
Right.
And that was day before yesterday. What we had was a shift in wind direction and a little pickup in wind that started moving it towards that Highway 24 side, which is where we had to get more involved. And on that back side there is a levee that runs that entire Highway 90 to Savannah Road.
Right.
So yesterday we're actively fighting fire on the levee, and thankfully, as of this morning, about center of your image there is a green line. That's the power lines that run for energy. We've got that fire contained on that upper portion of that. Wonderful. It hasn't crossed over towards that Savannah Road side yet. So.
Wonderful, wonderful. Appreciate that. So this is a shot from HTV, so thank you, Dwayne, for getting that. But interestingly enough, we see this as far away from HTV, but you had a different perspective coming in.
I had a little bit different perspective. I had a class I had to take in St. Charles Parish yesterday, and on the way in to work, obviously getting called in, coming into an event. Hitting Highway 90, was able to see smoke conditions from that area there, so knew we were coming into something more than it's just a little marsh fire.
Right, right. And again, these are shots from different places. This is a shot looking at the new Rouses, which opened last week, and you can see the fire burning behind it. And again, we just showed the demographic map of where that was. And we want to thank Rouses as well as some of the other people that really made some donations. Always love that Ichiban was one of those. They made some donations out to all of those wonderful firefighters, making a difference, risking their lives to make sure that we're safe. And so Rouses as well did something, and we got information that CIS was also part of making donations. And so we appreciate that very, very much. Gentlemen, we have a couple of minutes left. I also want to be able to show some aerial footage that we got from a plane. So Aaron, run that if you don't mind, please, and walk us through this.
So if I'm not mistaken, this is kind of earlier on in the day yesterday, and what we're seeing is that growth, and you can see just here how much smoke we deal with these fires from the vegetation and the undergrowth. And this nighttime footage here is actually when we're on the levees having to deal with this and fight this fire. The good thing is with the levee system and the canal system there, at no time were any homes endangered. We're able to keep a good stop on it and stay in front of it. But that's live image of what we're dealing with last night in order to protect that community and from Highway 90 basically all the way to that Rouses.
Wow. And again, some great footage. And so we're very thankful to be able to have that. For those of us, when we saw that wind shift and the information that came through as those winds shifted, kind of felt like those things and that smoke was coming near us. It was not. So it's good to know that those things were protected because of the water, because of the levees, but most importantly, because of you, your teams, and the combination of teams with other volunteer fire departments really making a difference that we appreciate very, very much. And so with that smoke, that also kind of brings us up to communication in the community, right?
Yeah, it's important to note no structures were ever threatened.
Right.
But the smoke is going to continue to be an issue.
Right.
And it's going to go with the wind shifts.
Right.
We've also spent some time with the high school, H.L. Bourgeois,
Right.
Evergreen. I met with the principals personally to develop a plan, make sure they know what to do if the smoke does shift their way again.
Right.
So right now, the wind's moving from the east to the west, so the
Right.
smoke's moving away from the schools at this
Gotcha.
point.
Very good. Well, Assistant Chief, thank you very much. Chief, thank you very much. We cannot be more thankful and appreciative for you and your teams making a difference when we have these kinds of fires, the great training that you have, making sure that you're keeping all of us safe. And like you said, no structures involved.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
All
Thank
right.
you to
All right,
our
guys.
community partners.
Absolutely. All right, guys, that'll do it for this particular segment. Don't go anywhere. A lot more Bayou time when we continue.